regardless, the next 3 Pacers games on the road, all against Western Conference competition. It is the Thunder prevailing in double overtime, 141-135. Chris Dennery made note of the start time, half hour later than normal, and then a long marathon-like game. Are you worn out? You had the call on the radio side of things.
No, we're just getting started.
All right, just getting started. You might be worn out, though, Eddie, by the time we finish this highlight reel, because this might be a Pacers Live post-game show new track record. Now, early on, a little bit of an awkward start. Team's not exactly smooth, but Benedict Mathurin beating the shot clock buzzer. He hit the 3. The Pacers made their first 3 3-pointers, then would go on to make only 1 of their next 15. It's a low-scoring 25-22 Pacers advantage, turning defense into offense. Obi Toppin to Pascal Siakam. Benedict Mathurin. Siakam finishes.
Listen, just a real slug match to start this game. The defensive struggle, both teams struggling to find their offensive rhythm and continuity. We talked about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting to his spots on the floor, drawing fouls, getting to his pull-up game. That's one of his patented moves, going to his left for the pull-up. But Thunder got into that that zone defense, and I thought the Pacers did a nice job of picking it apart.
Okay, see, up 54-47 at halftime. That second quarter, you could make a case. That was the difference. They outscored the Pacers by 10. So then it was chip away time in the second half, and they did chip away, outscoring the Thunder by 4 in the third. Benedict Mathurin, and then A.J. Mitchell. Again, this is a guy not on my scouting report to enter the night, but he was a difference maker.
Well, listen, anytime he's in the rotation from here on out, he certainly will be in the rotation. But Pascal Siakam, again, his big game, he was getting it done in a variety of ways. They eventually had to take Chet Holmgren off of him and put Lou Dort on him to try to slow him down.
Yeah, Pascal Siakam, the 3, Benedict Mathurin, the 3, and those are your guys. That's who you're going to rely upon for a lot of your scoring with Tyrese Haliburton out this season.
Yeah, they have to fill the gap in that capacity. There's going to be some playmaking to be had there by those 2 guys as well. But again, you go back to no Nembhard in that second half.
Yeah, so defensively, there were some good stretches, but then just some times where the points were too easy to come by, too many fouls, and then that's just too tough when you're trying to stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Pacers down 2. They go for the tie. They get a good look, and Pascal Siakam delivered.
Had his way the entire night. Anytime you saw Holmgren, there was a basket or something good happened there for the Pacers.
113 all, end of regulation. Benedict Mathurin guarding SGA. Jarius Walker helps. This is excellent defense to win the game.
There's outstanding defensive execution here. The clock's winding down, so you bring the double team. He doesn't have enough time to find an open teammate.
And so you go to overtime, and the Pacers get off to a really good start, scoring the first 5 points of overtime. Jarius Walker, fadeaway 3. He got some minutes that will pay dividends down the rest of the season.
I thought he did a lot of really good things, played with good confidence. I thought defensively, his hands were good. He was another guy they threw at SGA.
Pascal Siakam gives the Pacers a 122-121 lead, but once again, end of overtime, the Pacers down 2. They don't go for the 3 in the lead. They go for the basket, and Benedict Mathurin, tough, ties it up. Again, good defense. You're going to the second overtime. You're thinking maybe the Thunder might wear out 4th overtime in 3 nights.
Well, exactly right. You know, a couple of nights ago, they do the same thing against a tough-nosed Houston Rocket team, and they're able to come away here. But a couple plays where the Pacers looked like they were able to close the gap, but SGA does his thing late, and the Thunder are able to shut the door.
Rick Carlisle was wanting this group to play fast, even in overtime. You got the fast break opportunity, but then again, I mean, you're looking out there, and Talon Peter, second-round draft pick out of Liberty, guarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then Andrew Wiggins. These were guys who've been there and done that, and they did that at the end of overtime.
Well, in that last particular play, there's 5 white jerseys staring down SGA. Andrew Wiggins, who's been a thorn in their side throughout the entire night, knocking down big shots as well. He's able to hit one to seal it at the top of the key.
Indiana Members Credit Union has the final stats as you see a 6-point Thunder win. Field goal percentages even up. Low field goal percentages in that first half. And again, you felt some flow. You felt like it had that atmosphere towards the end of regulation and overtime. There was no goal out, but it was a sellout, and it was the same 2 teams in the finals. I'm not going to say it was a finals-like atmosphere, but it was pretty electric in here towards the end of the game.
Yeah, it was an exciting one. You got the fans on the edge of their seat waiting for something good to happen, and the Pacers did give them a lot to cheer about when you think about the rotations and new guys out there on the floor trying to find some sort of rhythm really on both ends of the floor. But I thought just overall the competitiveness was there, and that's what you like to see.
We're still awaiting post-game comments from head coach Rick Carlisle. Look forward to hearing what he will say about Andrew Nembhard and this game. Siakam to Toppin had the building exploding. Just could not finish this one off. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What did you see defensively, Eddie, from Mathurin and Walker?
Well, the timing of the double team was perfect. Jarris Walker lays back. He doesn't come immediately. He just lets a couple seconds tick off, and then he's there. He's down. He's under control. Mathurin does a great job of contesting without fouling. Air ball. We go to overtime.
And Pascal Siakam secured that rebound. That was one of the messages from Rick Carlisle after he gave the defensive coverage as the team broke that huddle. He said, you've got to secure that rebound. Chet Holmgren was there. Pascal Siakam grabbed it. Pacers momentum heading in to overtime. And again, that was your defensive gem, but offensively, a lot to like about a couple of players, really a number of players, but let's zero in on Benedict Mathurin and the night that he had.
Well, Benedict Mathurin did a really nice job.
Couldn't quite get it done in the end.
Yeah. Disappointed, but proud.
Well, were you given an explanation for your no timeout or the one that when Obi caught the steal, both of those plays at any point in the game?
I'm not talking about the refs. If I talk about the refs, I'll get fined an exorbitant amount of money.
Ben and Pascal working in tandem for much of crunch time, much through the game. How have you seen them both tonight and throughout their time together kind of grow as a partnership of running actions together?
It's the first time we've ever done it. We invented it in the second half in a timeout, and we're going to have to be inventive on a lot of things. Because this thing with Drew's shoulder, it's we'll find out more tomorrow. He's going to get some tests done, but this is going to potentially present some big challenges.
Just to keep going on that, I mean, what, beyond even just getting the Ben Siakam actions together, I mean, just what all did you guys kind of have to do on the fly in that circumstance? Obviously, Ben Shepherd and Taylor Peter picking up, point guard minutes at that stretch. I mean, just how did you guys have to kind of retool completely, I guess, at halftime to make everything work?
Yeah, I mean, you learn over the years to keep things as simple as possible. And the guys did a great job. A lot of the game we're just playing basketball and we're trusting our guys to create. And then they just kept marching to the free throw line. And when that happens, you can't. It takes the pace out of the game, and it becomes more difficult to get shots. And so, they shot 50 free throws, right? 51 free throws, and there's at least 25 times where we're unable to get any tempo going because we're standing there and they're setting their defense. So they did some good things to get to the line, but I'm not going to talk about the refs.
What impressed you about Ben on both ends? Obviously, he's is picking up Shai for
he's taking the toughest matchup on the planet at one end, and at the other end he's putting the ball in the basket, and so you can see the growth. The reads are getting better and better, with everything he's doing offensively, and they're the NBA game defensively has become a read and react game too, and he's improving there. So a lot of good things.
Just what impressed you about Shepherd and Walker, especially in the second half when Shep's playing point for most of that, and Walker obviously had some really big buckets for you.
Yeah, I mean, look, we need those guys. We trust them. They've both played a lot over the last couple years. I mean, Shep's played more than Walk probably, but Walk did a lot of things to earn trust last year and during preseason this year in training camp. So, I mean, those guys did a lot of good things. Is that it?
No, Rick, I'm sorry, one more. You mentioned making up something on the fly and during timeout. As much as you're willing and can you, that's fascinating. Can you give a little detail about
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't. Thank you. You got something, James?
That was Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle. Benedict Mathurin did get to the free throw line, as I mentioned earlier, 17 times, but he had a little bit of everything on the offensive end of the floor.
He had it going, and we've seen him, especially last year and obviously here tonight, have those big fourth quarters that catapult the Pacers into an opportunity to win a game. I anticipate him being amongst the leaders also in terms of getting to the free throw line, because he has increased opportunity and responsibility expectation here this upcoming season. He's one of the best at being able to get there, but not only getting there, making them at a high clip.
It felt like he was making the right play, wasn't forcing things. Now, in desperate times, he was able to get to the basket and make some plays tonight. Let's go inside that Pacers locker room. Pat Boylan standing by with Obi Toppin.
All right, JJ, thank you. A competitive and entertaining night. I know one that ends in a little bit of disappointment. What did you see as the difference there in the second overtime?
Felt like we was just fouling. We was jumping on shot fakes and stuff, and they were getting and ones and getting to the line. So, and we was missing some free throws as well. But other than that, I felt like we played pretty good.
I was going to ask you that. It seems like this is a night where even maybe in defeat, there were a lot of good things to hang your hat on, maybe some things to move forward with. What did you see that you liked?
I felt like we just picked up from last year, the pace that we play with, the movement of the ball. I felt like we went out there and stuck to our brand of basketball and played really hard. Even the new guys like Tay came in, Furf also came in, but Tay looked good today. Shep got to play a little bit of point guard today as well. So those guys were in new positions, and I felt like they did great.
What did you think of Ben's performance?
I think he did amazing. Probably his first time playing point guard out there with us. So, for him to take on that role and do what he did, he did amazing.
Final thought here, your role. You're not shy playing that small ball five, but it seems like you're going to probably get more minutes coming off the bench this year, maybe a slightly different role than years previous. How do you assess what's going to be asked of you and how you succeed in that position?
I'm just ready when my name is called, whatever position I'm playing. Whenever coach calls me, tells me I'm playing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is, I'm ready to go out there. I feel like I know most of the plays at all those positions. So just go out there and try to do whatever I can to help the team win.
Packed a punch off the bench tonight. Obi Toppin, back to you, JJ.
Thank you, Pat. Nearly 40 minutes of playing time for Toppin off the bench. 44 minutes for Pascal Siakam. How would you evaluate Pascal's night?
Listen, we discussed this during the pregame. The added responsibility that Pascal Siakam will have, not only just to score, but just to make plays for this team and facilitate offense in the absence of Tyrese Haliburton. He definitely answered the bell here. Thought he did a terrific job of handling matchups when it was either Chet Holmgren or Hartenstein. He abused those guys on the perimeter, whether with his pull-up game or he's able to drive past them to get to the basket, and also a major force on the glass.
Guessing he'll be disappointed tonight, tomorrow about the free throw numbers in such a close game, but still 32 for Siakam, 15 rebounds. More on FanDuel Sports Network after this.
The mindset of a player here tonight, a game where you guys battle to the very end, make some really resilient plays and some nice moments, but ultimately come up just a little bit short.
Yeah, guys just had to step up down the stretch. We're dealing with a lot right now. Guys fouling out, all that type of stuff. But thought we did a good job of hanging in there. And obviously we came up short, but a lot of good to take from it and a lot to learn from.
Through all the injuries, you learned that Drew's out at halftime. What resiliency did you see from your group to be able to withstand that and ultimately put forth the second half that you did, get the game to overtime?
He's a huge part of our team, and I know it had to come from somewhere, so everyone had to step up for everything that he does for the team. So, it was just a collective effort.
As you deal with all the challenges with the injuries here early in the season, how significant is the identity that you guys forged last year and maybe being able to kind of revert back to all of that?
Yeah, I feel like these group of guys are just a bunch of guys that can overcome anything, and I feel like we all are confident in that. From what we did last year, ups and downs, it's just a bump in the road, not even, but just staying collective as a group and just playing together and being ourselves. So.
As you head on the road here, can you take confidence in the things that went well here tonight?
Definitely. They're the finals champs. They're kind of beat up a little bit, but I thought it was a good game on both sides, and we'll see how the road trip goes.
And Shepard played important minutes down the stretch off the bench tonight, JJ.
More tests tomorrow expected for Andrew Nembhard. Also tomorrow, the plane leaves for a 3-game road trip, all against Western Conference competition. How do you evaluate the challenge this team has coming up with a back-to-back at Memphis and Minnesota this weekend.
Yeah, major challenge. And I can tell you that there will be none of those three teams that feel sorry for the Pacers right now, right? They understand that this is a team that's coming off a chance to win a championship, going to the final. So they'll be wanting to knock the Pacers off them regardless of who's in the lineup. But the Pacers have been able to show this resiliency and that whole next man up motto. They've done a terrific job both last season and here tonight we saw the scrappiness.
Yeah, the message during the first half from Rick Carlisle was just keep battling. They'll need to probably use that mantra all weekend, all road trip. Again, at Memphis Saturday, at Minnesota Sunday, then a game at Dallas next Wednesday. So pack your bags. We'll have all of the games for you on this road trip. Again, tough start playing the world champion Thunder tonight and then 9 of your first 12 against Western Conference competition. We thank you so much for joining us. Good to be back, and we look forward to coverage this weekend again on the FanDuel Sports Network. Enjoy the rest of your work week. Enjoy your Friday, and we'll see you Saturday night from Memphis.